Hello my fellow freedom builders and welcome back to the channel. Now this week has been a bit slow with new videos. I've been extremely busy working on the algorithms on the ETFs and US stocks, but of course I will not cheat you for your monthly update on my swing trading paper trade portfolio that has now been running for 7 months. It is up 200%, and today I'm going to show you a bit about why it has been standing a bit still, and some new stocks I have bought into the swing trading portfolio as well. So let's get straight to it. First of all, I'll just mention that on my Facebook site, Building Freedom, I'm putting up some of the stocks I'm considering for my swing trading portfolio. As you can see here, just the other day, the stock NETAPP, that is NETAPP, I'm just putting in here a quick link to a Tradingview chart so you can see it for yourself, and I am putting in some graphics from Stockopedia. I'll link to both Tradingview and Stockopedia below if you want to test them out. But that is, I'm not explaining much, I'm not giving target or stop loss levels or anything. I'm just giving you the chart so you can see what I'm talking about. I'm giving you some core fundamentals. I'm going for some quite solid stocks with growth potential as well. And yeah, well, then you can do your own research into the stock. I will also occasionally do a little video where I am looking at the different candidates in here. I am mentioning candidates in here that I don't get to buy in the swing trading portfolio for some reason or another. But I'll link to the Building Freedom Facebook site below the video here so you can look it up. All right, let's have some look at the stats here. As you can see, we are up 199.67%, so around 200% in 7 months. Started out the 15th of September, and that is with a leverage of 2 times. If we're just running with a leverage, a normal leverage, it is 1 time here, 99.84. Now, is that good? It sounds impressive, but we should remember, of course, that when we look at stocks, and I'm mostly investing in small caps, but I'm also a bit in mid cap here. Actually, I'm moving a bit up in size. When we're looking at the SLY, that is the small cap ETF here, we can see that since the middle of September here, that index has gone up around 55%. So yes, 94% is of course very nice and impressive and all, but it should be compared that we are, or taken into consideration that we are primarily investing in stocks that are in the small cap index, and that have gone up massively. Right now, I am only invested in 16 stocks. I got a bit stopped out at some of them, and I must admit I could have found a couple of more candidates, but I have simply been lacking time. So I am 16 stocks into this strategy now, and as you can see, we have been in a bit of a drawdown here. Went from 200% up, meaning we started at 100, so this would be up to an index 300, and then we went down to 174.5 approximately. That is of course index 274 then, so it went down what, 7-8% from the top, and then we are pretty much back where we were at the top here. So if we have another week or so with some uptrend here, then we will definitely be at a new all-time high. I'm not doubting that much. All right, so let's have a look at the stocks that are actually in the portfolio right now. And as always, I have them in my hype list here. And again, it is not because these are specifically hyped stocks, but it is just many of these small caps, they're running a bit quickly, so I call the list hype. All right, in mode, the first stock here, as you can see, it has been moving sideways for a while, along with the SLY or the small cap index altogether, moving sideways, but right now very nicely moving up. And just yesterday on the 15th of April here, it was up by 4.6%, so very nice movement, and the volume was great, so nothing to complain about there. Then we have the Alphatech. That was actually close to a sale. It went down here below the 20 SMA, went up. If it had gone down from here, I would definitely have sold it. I should, by the way, mention that what you can see here, it's not that it's secret, but we have had a new indicator program for our Danish subscribers that does all the calculation about risk and position sizing. So you can decide where your stop loss will be and how much of your capital you will risk, and then it automatically calculates how many stocks you should buy, how much it could be in Danish kroner, US dollar, whatever, how much your risk is, and so on. Very, very nice tool. Anyway, Alphatech still in the portfolio, but if it turns down from here, it is starting to make a new lower high here, and that is not really something I'm comfortable with, so I'm watching it a bit. Donnelly Financial here had a big drop down, but only just down below the 20 SMA. Nothing really to be concerned about. The RSI was just slightly under the 50 line, and then it went straight up again. So I still like this one. The uptrend is still intact, no doubt about it. And yeah, I'll suspect we'll see some more upwards movement from here. Again, I'm not trying to predict. That is important for me to say. I'm not trying to predict which of these stocks will go up. Some of them might go up 1,000%. Some of them might, the second I buy them, might turn around and go down 50%. Of course, I'll get out of them before they reach 50%. But this is not a prediction game. This is a numbers game and a trend following game. So I'm picking stocks that are already in an uptrend. Let's say, for instance, City Trends here. When we look at that one, let's have a look here in City Trends. I'm up 322% on that right now, which is absolutely great. But you should remember that some people would say to me, or would have said to me when I bought it, that why are you buying that? It's already up 270% from the bottom. Yes, but when we're looking at trends, we're not really looking to this place relative to this place. We're looking as if we're looking at the stock to see, does it look like all of the big players in the market are running for this stock? And if so, well, we'll just jump on the bandwagon and see where it leads us. So no predictions, just trend following. Making a new high here, so it's looking good still in the portfolio. Very secure there. Sonics Enterprises have been a very good deal to be in. It has been going sideways, but still it is making higher highs, higher lows. It's just a bit choppy and messy here. But to be honest, if we just draw a regression channel on it here, like this, you can see that there's not really any doubt about the trend. It can just be a bit frustrating to see it chopping up and down like this. But don't worry about that. Of course, if it starts to break down, we'll just sell it. Then we have Kulicke and Soffa, still in a very nice uptrend. Had a sideways pattern here, sort of a square you could draw here, where it didn't really know where to go. The highs and the lows were about the same, but it has broken out now, fallen back and made a very good candle here. So it could indicate that we are going higher here. Let's see where it takes us. And you can see pretty much all of the stocks are, of course, in the green zone here on our weekly chart, showing us that we are in a long, sustainable, good uptrend here with a lot of big financial backers. All right, Tronox. This is actually a stock that was very close to be sold. It went down here, up above the 20 SMA and struggled a bit, and then it had a big dip here. And I was really close to selling it here. It should not have given me many clicks more down here, but it turned around, had a very good green day here, and then it got shot straight up, bounced off the 20 SMA. So this is one you could argue that there's this 1, 2, 3% subjectivity in here, where I'm actually just giving it a little room to work with here. And one of the reasons is this, that it was just on the edge, on the lower edge of the regression channel. So I usually, when I see this, we have the regression line in the middle with 2 standard deviation on each side. And when I see this, I know that many stocks are turning around just around the 2 standard deviation mark. So normally I'm giving them a bit of room to work on here, but it was close. Had it been down at 15, 30, something like that, it would have been sold, absolutely. But right now it went up, and that is nice. Modine Manufacturing also working its way a bit sideways here, but there's not really any doubt about the overall trend here if you look at it. And right now it's actually just bouncing off the lower end here of the regression channel, so it's looking good, and I'm suspecting it to move upwards here. If it should come up and hit the upper part of the regression channel up here, it's always a good little game to play here. If this channel is followed, then we can see that it could go up somewhere around the 20 mark. Again, I'm not predicting, I'm just saying if this trend holds up, that is what we might see. Shoe Carnival, also one. I was getting a bit of heat for that one. There was some comments about that. Again, because it went up from down here, and I bought it up. It was up 250%, and people were saying, "What are you thinking of?" But it was just a perfect setup for me here, both on the long-term trend setup and on the short-term, bouncing off the 20 SMA with some very good volume. And as you can see, it has just gone very nicely up since that. RSI is showing perfect patterns here. So Shoe Carnival, also a good secure play. Again, National Energy here. Again, a stock that I was considering selling. And again, we can see that that was actually not where I drew it from originally. That was here. And as you can see, it has been bouncing nicely off the downside of the regression channel, and down here it turned just on the lower end of the regression channel. Some people ask me, how do you decide if you should draw it from here and here? And that is sometimes a bit of personal judgment, which one of these I take. But we went up here, and then we had a very steep downturn here, so I chose that this was the new bottom of the real uptrend here. You could have taken it from here, but here, just on the edge, for some reason we can't see it right now, there it was, just on the edge of the regression channel, so I kept it, and right now it seems like it keeps bouncing up. Then we have Bluecora here. That has not really turned out much so far, and it is one of these stocks that are a bit, as you can see here, I'm not completely comfortable with that. It is hitting a low here, and it seems like it is, the buyers keep coming in here, but I don't really like what I see here. So if it breaks below here, I'll probably sell it and find some other stocks, and then I'll take a bit of a loss. Let's just see here. Bluecora, we're down at minus 7.4%, and we might end up minus 10, 12% before I get out. But again, doesn't really matter, because many of the stocks that we have here, we are making in the hundreds of percentages on. So I don't mind too much, actually. All these small losses are just the price we're paying to get in on the real big trends. Dorian LPG, again, a stock that is very close here. It's moving in a sideways range right now, and let's see where it goes from here. It keeps bouncing off the bottoms here. I bought somewhere here, and as you can see, Dorian LPG minus 8.5, so not really something to complain about. You should not worry about these 8% losses or 12% losses. The only reason that could become an issue is if you put too much money into one stock. Let's say I had put 50% of my money into Dorian LPG, then I would be down a lot right now on the overall portfolio. And if I take a 15 or 20% haircut of one stock and I have 50% in it, it is really, really expensive. But as long as I only have 5% of my money or 2% of my money in one stock, then I don't really care. And it should be, that is just a lesson I learned many years ago. If I am looking at one stock investment and I have sweaty hands and bad dreams about it, it is because I am in with too big of a position size. So if you experience that, you need to bump down your position sizing so that you're not risking too much. All right, we have the G3 apparel group here. That one broke up from here, went very nicely up, then was shot down, but it hasn't given us any sell signal yet. And looking at a trend channel here, we can see that it's just nicely bouncing off here. These regression channels are simply pure magic. Of course they're not magic, they are statistics, but they just work so nicely. There are so many times I see the price just turning around just around the 2 standard deviations from the regression line. All right, couple of stocks here last. DCP midstream, again an oil related company, and of course there have been a lot of turmoil in the oil prices. Right now they're going up. The oil numbers the other day did show a lot of spending of oil, a lot less oil in storage that was expected. So that of course did send the oil up, and you can see that immediately in stocks that are related to oil. So DCP midstream still in a very nice uptrend. Don't get too hung up on some choppy movements here. As long as it doesn't start a real downtrend, don't worry. As long as you can take a regression channel, put in here and see, yeah, it's just in a very, very nice uptrend still. All right, Century Communities, that was one of the last ones. Yeah, I bought that here. We're up 4% or something like that. I bought it on 1st of April, so that was here. Bit up, but nothing really. There's a lot for that one to go yet. We have the Fleur Systems, also very nicely up. I bought that one at the 5th of April, as you can see. So that was here, up a bit, but nothing really yet. It had a very big gap up. Someone have asked me if I'm looking at these gaps and saying that gaps must be closed and so on. And no, I'm not. I know some people have great success looking at gaps, but I have never really found any steady way of making a profit out of closing gaps or anything. So no, gaps is definitely not something I'm looking at. However, sometimes if a stock starts to fall and I see a gap like this, I know that a lot of people are watching this gap as a potential support. So why not use that? And you can see here, come up here, bounce here, bounce here. So a lot of investors and traders are using this level as some sort of natural support. So if they're doing it, why not play along? I wouldn't sell a stock here just at the top of a gap like this, simply because I know that hundreds and thousands of investors are looking at that and seeing it as a buying opportunity. So I will not be the one selling the stocks that they are buying and then see the stock go straight up. All right. The last one, NETAPP, that I bought just the other day here. That was actually only 2 days ago now. We have the 16th today. So I bought that here on the 14th. And yeah, it hasn't moved much yet. But I expect a lot from that. However, it can drop straight down and then I just sell it. That was the swing trading portfolio for now. And I hope you got inspired. If you choose to pick some of the stocks here, remember it is on your own responsibility. Do your own due diligence, research, all that stuff. Just because the strategy is okay for me, it doesn't necessarily mean it is good for you. So this is still a paper trading portfolio. People keep asking me, when are you going live with it? And I probably will at some times, but I have so much work right now. So to make sure that I can do a good work on it and that I don't miss some good real trade with real money, then I'll just wait a bit until the workload wears off a bit. So that's all for now. Take care of yourself and your money out there. And I will make an inflation video for you later today. It might come out tomorrow, Saturday, on the 17th. But I have some, I have a lot to say about the inflation numbers coming out right now. A bit of a spoiler alert here. I can say that the inflation numbers we're seeing from Fed right now is completely bogus, in my opinion. But that's how it is. By the way, if you want to sign up for the newsletter, Invest Like a Guru, where we are sharing the signals for our 18% per year strategy on ETFs that we were earlier running on eToro, but right now we are running an even better strategy there. But if you want the signals here that have made 18% per year since 2008, just sign up for our newsletter. I'll put a link to that below as well. That's all for now. Talk to you again soon. Bye.